Hey cat guardians, Alex here. Today we're diving into a question I get all the time. Why do male and female cats seem so different? It's not just quirky personality, we're talking fundamental differences. We're looking at their biology, their ancient instincts, and how they interact. Understanding this is key to truly getting who they are. We'll explore the real differences between your feline gentlemen and ladies. This knowledge helps you understand them better, meet their needs, and dial down household drama. Let's get to it. When we talk about territory, your male cat, especially if he's intact or was neutered later in life, often thinks in terms of patrolling borders. He's the beat cop of your house, walking the perimeter, maybe leaving scent markers like cheek rubs or, yes, sometimes spraying, to announce his presence and claim. He's often more overt about it, wanting to make sure every other creature knows this is his domain, his stomping ground. It's a very horizontal, ground-level assertion of "this is mine." He's checking the locks, surveying his kingdom from the ground up, ensuring his resources are secure and his boundaries are respected. This instinct is incredibly strong, a throwback to when staking out prime hunting ground was a matter of survival. Your female cat, on the other hand, often expresses her dominance and territoriality in a more vertical, strategic way. She might not be spraying the walls, but she's the queen on her throne, surveying her kingdom from the highest bookshelf, the top of the cat tree, or the back of the sofa. From these vantage points, she can see everything, control the flow, and assert her status without necessarily engaging in direct confrontation. Her dominance is often about posture, a confident gaze, and securing those key high spots. So, a pro tip from me to you, provide plenty of vertical space and consider separate feeding stations and litter boxes, especially in multi-cat homes, to give everyone their own safe zone and reduce territorial stress. Think cat superhighways and distinct resource zones. Now let's talk about the good stuff, affection. Who's more likely to be the purring, kneading, head-butting love bug in your life? Generally speaking, and remember these are generalities, your male cats, especially neutered ones, often wear their hearts on their furry sleeves. They can be incredibly overt with their affection, seeking you out for cuddles, following you from room to room, and just generally wanting to be in your space. They tend to be more consistently social, and might be quicker to bond with multiple people in the household or even new visitors. It's often a very open, almost dog-like display of "I love you. You're my person." Your female cat, however, might play her cards a little closer to her chest. Her affection can be just as deep, if not deeper, but she's often more selective about who she bestows it upon and when. It's not that she's aloof, it's more that her trust and affection are earned, a precious gift. She might observe you, assess the situation, and then decide when it's the right moment for a gentle head nudge or a quiet snuggle on her terms. When a queen decides to grace you with her affection, man, you feel it. It's special. The best advice here? Let her come to you. Don't force the cuddles. Create a safe, inviting environment and she'll let you know when she's ready for some love. When it's playtime, the differences between your boys and girls can be like night and day, and it all goes back to their raw cat instincts. Your female cat often embodies the silent, calculating hunter. Her play is precise, focused, and mimics the stalking, chasing, and pouncing sequence of catching prey. She'll watch that feather wand with an intensity that's almost unnerving, every muscle coiled, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. It's less about wild, chaotic energy and more about strategy and a successful kill. She's honing those incredible predatory skills, even if her only prey is a toy mouse. This is serious business for her, tapping into that deep ancestral drive. Your male cat, on the other hand, might bring a different kind of energy to the play session, often more boisterous, more physical, more like a furry, four-legged frat boy sometimes. He's often into the rough and tumble, the chase for the sake of the chase, wrestling with toys, or your hand if you're not careful. While he certainly has hunter instincts, his play can be more about expending that robust energy and engaging in more vigorous, sometimes less calculated activity. For him, a good play session might involve more leaping, batting, and even mock battles. So, tailor your play. Engage your female with toys that mimic prey movement, and let your male enjoy toys he can really wrestle with or chase with abandon. Alright, let's tackle a behavior that can cause a lot of frustration marking, and specifically, spraying. When we talk about spraying, male cats, particularly unneutered toms, are definitely the more common culprits. This isn't them being bad, it's a deeply ingrained territorial instinct. They're leaving a very pungent, very clear message. "This is my turf," or "I'm available, ladies." It's a form of chemical communication, like a feline calling card or, a social media status update letting other cats in the area know who's who and what's what. The good news? Neutering is your absolute best friend here. It dramatically reduces or even eliminates spraying behavior in the vast majority of male cats by lowering those hormonal drivers. But hold on, it's not just the boys. Female cats can and do mark with urine and sometimes even spray, though it's less common than with intact males. For females, this behavior is often linked to stress, anxiety, or a perceived threat to their security or resources. If your queen suddenly starts urinating outside the litter box or you notice spraying, your first stop should always be the vet to rule out any medical issues. If it's behavioral, it's a sign that something in her environment is making her feel insecure. We then need to become detectives, figure out the stressor, and implement calming strategies, like ensuring she has safe spaces, consistent routines, and perhaps using pheromone diffusers to help her feel more secure in her territory. When it comes to the big wide world, or even just the uncharted territories of your backyard, male cats often have a stronger itch to explore, to roam, to see what's over the next fence. This ties back to their territorial nature. They're often driven to investigate and potentially expand their domain, or in the case of intact males, to seek out mates. They might seem more daring, more willing to push boundaries, and sometimes, let's be honest, get themselves into a bit of trouble because their curiosity and drive to explore can outweigh their caution. This adventure cat spirit is strong in many toms, a desire to know every nook and cranny of their perceived world. Female cats, while certainly curious creatures, often prioritize safety and security in their explorations. Their domain might be more carefully curated, their investigations more cautious. They're often more attuned to potential dangers and may prefer to explore from a secure base or stick to familiar routes. It's not that they lack curiosity, but it's often tempered with a stronger sense of self-preservation and a need to feel safe before they venture forth. For both your explorers and your homebodies, providing safe enrichment is key. Think catios for secure outdoor access, supervised leash walks if your cat is comfortable, puzzle feeders to engage their minds indoors, and plenty of interesting, secure spots within the home to satisfy that natural curiosity without unnecessary risk. How your cat handles social situations and stress can also show some distinct gender-based tendencies. Male cats, particularly those well socialized from a young age and neutered, often tend to be a bit more laid back and adaptable in social settings. They might be quicker to greet visitors, more tolerant of other pets, and generally handle changes in the household like new furniture or a slightly altered routine with a bit more of a go-with-the-flow attitude. This isn't universal, of course, but many male cats project a more overtly confident and easygoing social demeanor. They can be the social glue in a multi-pet household if their needs are met. Female cats, on the other hand, can often be more sensitive creatures of habit. They may take longer to warm up to new people or pets, and can be more easily unsettled by changes in their environment or routine. A new piece of furniture, a change in feeding times, or even unfamiliar sounds can sometimes cause them more noticeable stress. This sensitivity means that consistency, a predictable environment, and a dedicated safe space where they can retreat and feel secure are incredibly important for their well-being. Slow, patient introductions to new things or beings are paramount for your queen. Understanding this heightened sensitivity is crucial to helping her feel secure and confident in her home. We've touched on it a bit, but let's really underscore the importance of spaying and neutering, because it's not just about preventing unwanted litters. It profoundly impacts behavior and health for both male and female cats. For your male cats, neutering is a game changer. It significantly reduces those hormonally driven behaviors like spraying, roaming in search of mates, and aggression towards other males. A neutered male is often a more relaxed, focused, and content companion, less driven by the constant urge to defend territory or find a partner. This allows his more companionable personality traits to shine through. For your female cats, spaying eliminates the stress and behavioral changes associated with heat cycles, the yowling, the restlessness, the attempts to escape. Imagine going through that every few weeks. Beyond the behavioral benefits, spaying drastically reduces her risk of serious health problems like pyometra, which is a life-threatening uterine infection, and mammary cancer, especially if done before her first heat cycle. For both sexes, altering them contributes to a longer, healthier, and often more harmonious life with you. It's one of the most responsible and loving things we can do, allowing them to be the best versions of their feline selves, free from the intense pressures of their reproductive hormones. Male and female cats can differ in fascinating ways, from territorial instincts to affection. But every cat is an individual, shaped by genetics, experiences, and environment. Your Tom might be shy, your Queen outgoing. Combine feline knowledge with understanding your cat. Pay attention to cues, respect preferences, and meet gender-specific needs. This strengthens your bond. Share your stories and observations in the comments. Let's learn and celebrate our cat's diversity. Thanks for watching.